next lecture, or in last lecture we studied about, we have the modified form of the van der Waals equation P plus A by V square into V minus B is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT is the van der Waals equation, is the gas equation. This is further modified by van der Waals. So this modified form P plus A by V square V minus RT is equal to 0. Now here in this point we will see the theoretical curve and the practical curve plotted by using this new modified form of the equation. That means the theoretical curve is compared with the experimental values, and we will see whether we are getting a horizontal line in the pressure versus volume graph. In the pressure versus volume graph. So here P plus A by V square is equal to RT. Simple mathematics, we will have V minus B, or P is equal to RT V minus B minus, just transferring the term here in this side. P is equal to RT minus divided. Now if V tends to infinity, that means naturally 1 by infinity 0, so P tends to 0. That means if volume is large, V is infinite large, volume is available for the n gas molecules. Naturally, the pressure among that gas molecule is very, very small. So if V is small, that means small means here V tends to B, because V minus B is equal to 0. If V and B are equal, that means naturally that volume becomes 0. That means V tends to B. The volume, the pressure becomes 1 by 0, that is infinite. So that means there is an inverse relationship between pressure and volume. If volume is large, naturally pressure will be small. If volume is small, naturally the conjunction of gas molecule is there. That means a large number of gas molecules will coincide with each other, and due to this, the intermolecular force is large. That means the pressure is large. So by using these conditions, we will plot a graph of P versus V, and in this graph we see that there are three. This graph is plotted for the CO2 gas. This graph is plotted for CO2 gas for three different temperatures: 13.1 degrees centigrade, 21.1 degrees centigrade, and 31.1 degrees centigrade. So these are the three curves. Now, if you compare this curve, the first curve, that is for 31.1 degrees centigrade, you will observe that there is a sudden change and up and down values of the pressure or volume. The portion A, B, C, D, E gives certain up and down in the values. That means no theoretical, no horizontal line we are getting. Horizontal line means we are expecting a line like this. As compared to this first curve, in second curve, we are having slight change as compared to the first curve. We are having slight change as compared, because certain straightness is occurred in the second curve, and in third curve, definitely at a certain point P, we are having a straight horizontal line. That means these three curves are plotted for different values, and clearly from this we can say that the curve are plotted for first temperature, that is for 13.1 degrees centigrade, are plotted for 13.1 degrees centigrade, and 31.1 degrees centigrade. So these are the three curves are plotted for different values, and clearly from this we can say that the curve are plotted for first temperature, that is for 13.1 degrees centigrade, are not agree with the experimental values of the CO2. The first curve is not agree because naturally we are seeing that there are lot of up and downs, and due to this there is a, and the portion AB, the portion AB from A to B is occurring due to the supercooling, and the portion D to E, this portion again A to B, that means here volume decreases again, here again, so there is change in the volume. So this is due to the superheating. First A to B is due to the supercooling, from D to E is due to the superheating. And this is the case for first curve. But at the third curve, it is observed that at high temperature, both theoretic high temperature means the temperature 31.1 degrees centigrade is high as compared to 13.1 degrees centigrade. So we can say that at high temperature, both theoretical and practical curves are similar. At high temperature, both theoretical and practical curves are similar. So from this we can have the assumption that at high temperature, at high temperature the theoretical and practical values are equivalent, but at low temperature they are not equivalent. There is certain disagree, they are not agree, and there are certain up and down, and that up and down can be analyzed by the phenomena of supercooling or superheating of the gas molecules. Now the next here we have to find the values of the van der Waals constant. We have to find the value of the van der Waals constant, because we know they are A and D. Estimation of critical constant. We have the equation again. I will rewrite that equation. P plus A by V square is V minus B is equal to RT, where A and D are the constant, that is van der Waals constant. Now we will have a graph at high temperature. Suppose that P volume V, and in this graph this point A, C, B. So this is a isothermal curve. In the graph we are seeing we are having isothermal curve ACB, and what is observation from the curve? At a point C, there is a sudden change in the value of a value of a pressure. It nearly remains constant, or it remains constant after a critical point C. See, that line is somewhat horizontal to the x-axis. Horizontal means it remains constant. Pressure at that point remains constant. So at particular point, suppose this point we are calling it P point. At this P point, the change in the pressure is constant. Or at the point C, the curves start to becoming horizontal or parallel, somewhat parallel to the x-axis. So we can say d by dp. Why it is 0? The derivative of a constant is 0. The derivative of a constant is 0, and at this particular point we are saying that pressure remains constant. So dp by its derivative 0. Again, its double derivative is also, because this remains constant, dp by dv square also 0. This point from where the curve start to remains straight is called point of inflection. Point of this particular point the curve remains constant. So in next lecture we will see the values, because we are using this condition dp by dv is equal to 0, then double derivative is 0, and we will find the values of a and b in next one.